always loved people, actually. I've always loved people. Come on and ask them questions. I ask them a lot of things about their personal life. Probably things that I shouldn't be even asking. And when I get back home, I was saying, oh my god, so it means I was set at home with just a dream in my heart that I couldn't even chase. And my grandmother would actually always say, very noisy. I'm actually of Mozambican descendants. Like, how do you even know that? And I was just like, I simply asked. I didn't have the courage to do what I believed I can do. Pay an amount of 12,000 rand, and that's when I knew I want to become an Olympian. I wouldn't have believed you that I would be where I am today for a degree that I don't even see myself working there. Now to being this. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm really glad to be back on YouTube after some time. I had my first 2 videos here on YouTube, which were really not to my best ability. I'm much excited for this video. It's not gonna be your normal day-to-day YouTube video. It's gonna be something slightly different. So this is all you're gonna see from the start of the video to the end of the video. So over the past 8 weeks, I've got more than 3,500 new followers on Instagram. So I thought it could only be great if I do just a nice intro video of who I am and just my story behind everything, and just so you can get to know the person who's just posting the Instagram photos. And you know, I feel like there's more to me than just my Instagram photos, my Instagram videos, of which we don't really get to tell a lot of our stories on Instagram. So I thought in here on YouTube it's gonna be the space where we get to know each other, and that's what a lot of people have expected. So yeah, let's get into it. You might know me as an athlete, or someone or a person who uploads pictures and videos on Instagram, or modeling, or most of you know me from school or whatsoever. But there is more. I feel like there's more to myself, so I thought I should introduce myself properly. My full names: some people call me Hope, some people call me Ali, and some people call me by my surname Shabangu. So actually my first name is Ali, my second name is Hopewell in full, and my surname is Shabangu. I am 20 years of age. I was born and raised in Komatipoort in Mpumalanga, and I was raised by my beautiful grandmother Melina. She's such a beautiful, amazing woman. A small town that is just 3 minutes away from the Mozambican border. I am actually of Mozambican descendants. But my parents they come from Mozambique. My mom was born here in South Africa, but my dad was born in Mozambique. But they are both of Mozambican descendants. It makes me very much Mozambican. I am Mozambican inside out, if I can tell you. I've always visited Mozambique when I was younger, during holidays, or anytime my grandparents would go to Mozambique, they would take me with them. Growing up, I've been such a chilled kid. Growing up, bubbly and very much respectful, I'd like to believe. If you were to ask me, but if you were to ask my family, I think they will be telling you something totally different. That I was very stubborn, I didn't listen, whatever. But yeah, I believed I've always been respectful. I've always been a chilled kid. I've always been well behaved. That I can tell you. I was never a bad kid. I never said much, to be fair, and I never did much. I've always loved people, actually. I've always loved people, and my grandmother would actually always say very noisy, because I would always talk to people. When I meet someone, I'd ask them questions. I'd ask them a lot of things about their personal life, probably things that I shouldn't be even asking. And when I get back home, and I'd be telling my grandmother who told me what, and she'd be like, how do you even know that? And I was just like, I simply asked. I just ask. All it takes is just to ask, and you'll just know more. My grandmother always say I am very much noisy because of that. I don't enjoy small talks that much. I love talking. So if you're gonna come up to me and you're gonna tell me who you are or why you feel a certain way, and you tell me your thoughts and your views, that's when I know we are about to have a good conversation. I mean, there's just more that we can talk about than just how are you, I'm good and thank you, and yeah. So looking back now, I think that's probably one of the most interesting thing about me, because when I was younger, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Actually, I didn't see the purpose of life. I didn't see the definition of life. Now to being this and having so much goals and having so many things to chase, and just waking up each and every day and knowing that I've got dreams to achieve, it's totally different from younger me, the kid I was growing up, because I was just I don't know, I was just like that one kid who was not interested in much as I was seen as a kid who was doing well. I was not so interested in many things, and yeah. It all changed when I got to high school. That's when I actually decided to try out athletics. I would say athletics is the biggest thing in my life that gave me purpose and just a sense of being alive, because it is one thing that came to my life and it kind of gave me a reason to live. It gave me a reason to look forward to the future, because even when I was still in primary, I knew I could do athletics. I knew I could run. I've always ran with the kids in my street and all of that. And as much as there were like kids who had really much talent than I did, I still believed that I could do better. But then I somehow didn't have the courage to do what I believed I can do. Until then, I started my high school years. That's when I started doing long jump. I started cross country. I started just being more active and being more competitive, to say, without fearing anything. In 2019, that was the year I did cross country, and I saw that I just love the environment of athletics. I just love it just completed me as a person. And then that's when I decided in 2020, the COVID year, that I'm actually gonna do track and field full time. I think this was the best time of my life, because just being at the track, it just gave me so much joy. As I said, starting to take athletics in the COVID year was pretty much hard for me, because there was nothing I could have done at that moment. Stadiums were closed, gyms were closed, everywhere was closed. So it means I was set at home with just a dream in my heart that I couldn't even chase at the moment. As much as it has not been an easy journey athletics wise, I mean, each and every athlete, they sort of go through their own struggles, and that what makes them the athlete they are today. And I can actually say I am really grateful to have gave athletics a chance, because it is actually the biggest part of my life till today, or till where I am now. Remember the following year, which was 2021, and I've always watched Olympics. I would like to believe every kid always watched Olympics growing up. Well, I believe most of us did. And then the following year, after COVID year, because the Tokyo Olympics were postponed to 2021, I watched the Olympics, and that's when I knew I want to become an Olympian one day. From the COVID year until I completed my high school years, it was not such a smooth journey for me, because I had to go back and forth. I mean, COVID, everyone experienced COVID, and it was not nice for everyone. I was in my grade 10 at that time, and then I did my 11th grade. It was 2021. Still COVID year. Horrible, by the way. Nothing could have been done, but I'm glad that in 2021 at that time, that tracks were open and we could go back to the track. We could go back to training, and go back to competition actually, but it just took some time. And then that was just another year of adding on to my athletics life, which was also really not that nice, because I remember at that time I was training alone, no coach, no resources, nothing. I was training alone. Oh my god, I've always been delusional, if I'm gonna tell you, because how did I believe that I'm gonna race and do well against kids that have a whole structure and whole system behind them? This is now so scary to think of it, actually. Honestly, if you told me in 2020, when I started taking track serious, I wouldn't have believed you that I would be where I am today, because I moved from being declined by each and every high school that you think of in South Africa that provides athletic scholarships and all of those things to kids so they can grow and learn athletics, and now to be training with the best coach in South Africa and to be training with some of the fastest athletes in South Africa, I wouldn't have believed you. Besides my athletics life, I am actually a full-time student, which a lot of people don't know that. To my surprise, I am a full-time student at the University of Pretoria. I did my first year in 2023. I did a higher certificate in sports sciences. When I was in my matric year, I actually thought I was only going to do the higher certificate and that was going to be it. I was going to be done. I was going to go separate ways and just see what life had for me. But eventually, I found myself enrolling for a degree, which I don't like. Oh my god. For a degree that I don't even see myself working there. So I'm an education student. I major in sports management, human movement studies. I have technology, and I have life orientation, which goes with PE. I wouldn't say I regret doing this course, because it has shaped me, I believe, to the person that I am today, and I'm really much grateful for the years of university and the years of a degree. But if you were to ask me, I don't see myself going to school and actually teaching kids for a living. Maybe I might consider feathering my degree into something human movement related or sports management or anything in the field of sports. But if I can be honest with you, I never did, and I still don't see myself being a teacher. And other than that, actually I feel like now I do a lot of things. Not a lot actually. It's just a couple of things that I am doing. Also growing up, I always wanted to model. I always wanted to see myself on TV. I always wanted to see myself doing creative stuff, just being creative and just being in the creative space. And I just always felt that I've had the potential to do all these things. It was only in 2021 when I tried to sign with an agency, and actually almost all the agencies declined me. It was so bad. All the agencies declined me. The one agency that has accepted me, oh my god, they actually wanted a lot of money. To think of it now, it was a lot of money, and I never went through with them. And if I can tell you a funny story, the meeting was at night, so all the models would come and we would be assessed our heights. 6'2", by the way. 190 centimeters, 190 centimeters. Remember the day I went to get signed, it was at night, and I got there around 5, and I told my mom that we were gonna start at 6. She was like, you're gonna have to come back at home now, because you're not gonna get any taxi back home when you're done around 8 or 10. And I'm always stubborn, I never listen, and I stayed. I did the whole meeting, and yeah, but I got some hope eventually because I was accepted. But going back home was a struggle because it was like already 9 or 10, and I didn't have enough money for Uber. You'd be told over the phone in a few days if you're accepted or not. And I happened to be accepted and I had to pay an amount of 12,000 rands to be with the agency. That would go to my training fees, portfolio fees, and yeah, that was something I couldn't do at that time. I still wouldn't do that. I mean, it's such a lot of money, and if you were to ask for my advice, I wouldn't advise anyone to pay for an agency. An agency must give you money, and they're gonna take their share that you agree on, not you taking your money and giving them. But the things that shaped me until to where I am, honestly, I'm really grateful and always take the positive out of all my struggles, because I feel like should everything went right from the first place, I wouldn't have been here today. And then quick forward in 2024, that's now 3 years later, I was signed by my first modeling agency, which is Rage Models. I just applied on a random day, didn't even put so much effort, sent them my picture over WhatsApp, didn't follow up, nothing, and they told me I was accepted. I did a few jobs, and I was very much grateful to get that opportunity, because I was able to do a fashion show, I was able to do a couple of commercials. I am very much still into modeling, but I just hate how modeling works sometimes. It's all about proving yourself, or like being in competition with other people, because of course a brand wanna choose what they think it's gonna look best to them. The sunlight is just, I don't like it on my face. It's, yeah, should I? No. Yeah, so they wanna choose what's gonna be best to them. So I'm just at a space where I'm not very much pressured with the modeling stuff. I just wanna be me, do me, and whatever brand feel like they can work with me, we can vibe. But yeah, modeling spaces can be very much competitive, and yeah, not that I'm afraid of competition, but proving myself in a way doesn't work well with me. I just want to be me, do the stuff that I want to do, not just do stuff because I want to impress the next person or because I want to be picked. So other than that, I'd say I love people. I always give an example, and I say, when I go for my races or whatsoever, I always say the championships are the people. Like, if it was not for the people, the championship would have been dead. The medal is not the championship. Running fast, well, that's part of the sport, and that's the definition of the sport. But to me, the sport is the people. It is the people that cheer you on. It's the people that makes it alive. It's the people that you compete against. And I feel like people are just a huge part of my life. With all being said, I wouldn't really want to define who I wanna be or who I'm becoming, because I feel like there's more to life, and I'm that one person who's always looking forward to new things, trying out new things, putting my ideas into life. But of course, making the Olympic will be a dream come true to me. Hopefully one day. Traveling the world is also a major thing in my life. That's gonna now bring me to my final point, why I started this YouTube channel. So in this YouTube channel, I wanted to show you the real side of my life, who I am. I wanted to cover my YouTube vlogs, modeling stuff, or anything if I actually happen to pursue that further, and just learning each and every day with you guys here on my YouTube. Without saying anything further, I think this brings us to the end of the video. Actually, I feel like I've said a lot of things that don't make sense. Any questions, please put them on the comments. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye. That's crazy. I'm gonna cut that out. I shouldn't be saying that. I'm gonna say that. No. It's scary. Okay, fine. But yeah. Not looking.